Hello students, welcome to the Java class. In this video, we are going to see about legacy classes under list interface. So what are the legacy classes under list interface? That is vector class and a stack class. So why vector and a stack is called as a legacy classes? Because vector and stack was introduced in first generation of Java. So it is a older generation classes. The older generation classes are also called as what? Legacy classes. So what is the first legacy class? The first legacy class is a vector. So vector is a collection. So since vector is a collection, there should be some data structure associated with the vector. So what is the underlying data structure of a vector? The underlying data structure of a vector is resizable array or a growable array. Next, what about the insertion order? Is the insertion order is preserved? Yes, the insertion order is preserved. That is point number 2. Next, what about the duplicate elements? The duplicate objects are allowed. So in the vector, duplicate objects are allowed. What about the heterogeneous objects? Yes, vector supports heterogeneous objects. Next, what about the null insertion? Can we insert a null inside a vector? Yes, we can insert null in a vector collection. Next, vector implements which interfaces? Vector implements serializable, clonable and random access interfaces. You know that every collection objects implements serializable and clonable, whereas random access interfaces are implemented only by array list and vector. And you can observe that from point number A till point number F, all the 6 points is similar to the array list. Even array list is a resizable array or growable array. Next, insertion order is preserved in the case of array list. Duplicates are allowed in array list. Heterogeneous objects are supported in array list. Null insertion is possible in array list. Next, array list also implements serializable, clonable and random access interfaces. Then what is the difference between vector and an array list? The main difference between the vector and array list is, that is point number 7, every method present in a vector is synchronized. So what is the meaning of synchronized method? If the method is synchronized, at a time only one thread is allowed to execute those methods. Since only one thread is allowed to execute those methods at a given point of time, the vector objects are thread safe. Is it clear? Why vector objects are thread safe? Because at a given point of time, only one thread is allowed to execute those methods. Hence, vector objects are thread safe. So next we have to see the differences between array list and vector. What is the first difference between an array list and a vector? The first difference is, in the case of array list, every method present in the array list is non-synchronized. What about in the case of vector? In the case of vector, every method present in a vector is synchronized. So what happens when a method is non-synchronized? When a method is non-synchronized, that is, at a time multiple threads are allowed to operate on a array list object. So what happens when a multiple threads are allowed to operate on a given object? There might be a chance of getting data inconsistency problem. So hence array list is not thread safe. So what about in the case of a vector? In the case of vector, at a time only one thread is allowed to operate on a vector object, and hence vector objects are thread safe. Next, what is the next difference? The next difference is performance is relatively high. So why performance is high? Because multiple threads are allowed to operate simultaneously, because threads are not required to wait to operate on a array list. So what about in the case of vector? The performance is relatively low, because at a time only one thread is allowed to operate on a vector object. Relatively performance is low because threads are required to wait to operate on a vector object. At a time only one thread is allowed to access the vector objects. Next, what is the next difference? In which version the array list was introduced? The array list was introduced in 1.2 version, and it is not a legacy class. So what about vector? Vector was introduced in 1.0 version, and it is a legacy class. It is a older generation class. So these are the differences between an array list and a vector. Now we have to see the constructors of vector. So what is the first constructor? The first constructor is vector v is equal to new vector. So what this constructor will do? This constructor is going to create an empty vector object. So what will be the size of this vector object? The size of the vector object will be 10. So vector v is equal to new vector. This is the first constructor. It is going to create an empty vector object with a default initial capacity of 10. So what happens if I try to add 11th element? If I try to add 11th element, a bigger vector object will be created. So what will be the size of the bigger vector object? That is, once the vector reaches its maximum capacity, then a new vector object will be created. So what is the size of the new vector object? The new vector object size will be, new capacity is current capacity into 2. So it is just twice the current capacity. If the default initial capacity is 10, if I try to add a 11th element or 11th object, so bigger vector object will be created. So what is the size of the bigger vector object? It is 20, double the size. Next, if I try to add a 21st element, what will happen? It is going to create a bigger vector object. So what will be the size? The size will be double, that is 20 into 2, that is 40. If I try to add a 41st element, the size will be 80. So every time the vector reaches its maximum capacity, then a new vector object will be created with the new capacity is equal to current capacity into 2. Is it clear? Next, the second constructor. So what is the second constructor? The second constructor is, we can provide our own initial capacity. So how we can provide our own initial capacity? That is, vector v is equal to new vector of, within an argument we should pass int initial capacity. So it creates an empty vector object with a specified initial capacity. Next, so what is the next vector constructor? The next vector constructor is vector v is equal to new vector of int initial capacity and int incremental capacity. So what is this incremental capacity? This incremental capacity is nothing but, every time when a vector reaches its maximum capacity, instead of size being doubled, the size will increment based on this incremental capacity value. So that is, for example, vector v is equal to new vector of 1000 comma 5. So what this constructor is going to create? This constructor is going to create an empty vector object with the initial capacity of how much? Initial capacity of 1000. Next, once the vector reaches its maximum capacity, then a new vector object will be created with the increments of 5. That is, if all the 1000 elements are filled, then the new vector will be created with how much size? With 1005. Next, if 1005 elements are also filled, then a new vector will be created with 1010. So every time the vector is filled, it is going to create a new vector object with the increments of 5. Is this clear? Next, that is the last constructor in a vector. So what is that constructor? Vector v is equal to new vector of collection C. So why this constructor is used? This constructor is going to create an equivalent vector object for the given collection. It is going to create an equivalent vector object for the given collection. Given any collection, it is going to create an equivalent vector. Okay. So why this constructor is used? This constructor is meant for interconversion between collection objects. So to convert from any collection to the vector, we can make use of this constructor. Is it clear? Now we will be seeing vector specific methods. So before seeing what are vector specific methods, I will tell you a small analogy so that you will get some idea. So consider Akhil. So Akhil is a Telugu superstar. So who is the father of Akhil? The father of Akhil is Nagarjuna. Next, who is the father of Nagarjuna? The father of Nagarjuna is Akkineni Nageshwara Rao. So why I am telling this analogy is because you can see here the older generation people will be having a lengthy names. The older generation people will be having a very big names. So similarly, the methods of older generation classes will be having a lengthy names. So you know that vector is a older generation classes. It is a legacy classes. Hence, the method name will be very lengthy. The method name will be very big. So now we will be seeing the vector specific methods, and we will compare these method names with the other interfaces methods. So under that, the first type is to add objects. To add objects, what is the method name in the case of collection? The method name is add of object. Next, what is the method name in the case of list? In the case of list, the method name is add of int index comma object_o. In that particular index, we are adding this object_o. Next, what is the method name in the case of vector? In the case of vector, the method name is add element. You can see it has a very lengthy name when compared to the newer generation classes. The older generation classes has a very lengthy names. Next, the next category is to remove an object. To remove an object, what is the method name in the case of collection? In the case of collection, the method name is remove of object. Next, in the case of vector, what is the method name? In the case of vector, the method name is remove element of object. Oh, it has a very big name. Next, in the case of list, what is the method? The method name is remove of int index. I want to remove a element in a particular index. The method name is remove of int index in the case of list. But what about in the case of vector? In the case of vector, the method name is remove element at of int index. You can see the vector name has, the vector methods has a lengthy names. Next, to remove all the objects in a collection, the method name is clear. Next, to remove all the elements or all the objects in a vector, the method name is remove all elements. Next, the next category is to get objects. Next, in the case of list, what is the method? In the case of list, the method name is get of int index. Given the index, it is going to give us the object. Next, in the case of vector, what is the method name? In the case of vector, the method name is element at. Element at of int index. That is going to give us the objects which is there in that particular index. So next, I want to get a first element in a vector. What is the method name? The method name is first element. Next, I want to get a last element in a vector. The method name is last element. Next, there are other methods in vectors. So what are the other methods which are there in the vectors? The first one is size. So this is going to return the size of a vector. Next, we have capacity. So this is going to give us the capacity of a vector. You know the default capacity of a vector is 10. If we call a capacity method after creating a vector, it is going to give us the 10. Next, to know the capacity of a vector, we can use capacity method. So next we have a cursor. So why cursor is required? Cursor is required to access elements one by one. So what is the cursor in the case of a vector? In the case of vector, the cursor is enumeration. And what is the method name? The method name is elements. So these are the vector specific methods, and we are comparing vector specific method names with other interfaces method names. And you are seeing that vector specific method names has a very lengthy names. So you can pause the video and you can note down only the vector specific method names. Now we will see an example for vector. So first I will import java.util.star. Next, I will create a class called vector demo. So class vector demo. Next, I am going to create a main method, public static void main string array args. So within this main method, I am going to create an vector. So how to create a vector? Vector v is equal to new vector. So what this constructor is going to create? This constructor is going to create an empty vector objects with a default initial capacity of 10. So now I want to print what is the capacity of this vector. So how to print? System dot out dot println. So I want to print a capacity of a vector. So how to get a capacity? V dot capacity. So what it will print? It will print the initial capacity, that is 10. Next, I want to insert an elements into the vector. So for that I will take a for loop. For int I equal to 1, I less than or equal to 10, I plus plus. So what is the method to add an element into the vector? The method name is add element. So v dot add element of I. So what I'm going to add into the vector? I'm going to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So these contents will be added into this vector. Next, now I'm going to print the capacity of the vector once again. So system dot out dot println v dot capacity. So now what is the capacity of the vector? Capacity of the vector is 10 itself. Now I will try to add one more element into the vector. I am trying to add the 11th element into the vector, that is v dot add element of. So what I will add is, I will add a, you know that heterogeneous objects are allowed in vector. So what is the capacity of a vector? Capacity of a vector is 10. So what I am adding? I am adding a 11th element. What will happen if I try to add a 11th element? A bigger vector will be created. So what will be the size of the bigger vector? The size of the bigger vector will be 20. So now I will try to print the size of the new vector. System dot out dot println. So how to print the capacity of the new vector? V dot capacity. So what is the capacity of this new vector? The capacity of new vector is 20. Next, I am going to print the elements of the vector. How to print the elements of the vector? System dot out dot println of v. Now this is going to print the elements of the vector. So what are the elements of this vector? The elements of this vector are 1, 2, 3 up to 10 followed by a. So these are the elements of this vector. So save the program. Next, compile. So how to compile? Java C vector demo.java. Next, run the program. How to run? Java space vector demo. So now what will be the output? The output will be 10, 10, 20 followed by elements. 10, 10, 20 followed by the elements of this vector. Is it clear? So why the size of the new vector is 20? Why the size of new vector is 20? You know that when the vector reaches its maximum capacity, a bigger vector will be created. So what will be the size of the bigger vector? The size of the bigger vector will be double the size of the previous vector. So what was the size of previous vector? The capacity of the previous vector was 10. Now once the vector reaches its maximum capacity, if we try to add a new element, the size of the new vector will become double the size of the previous vector. So we have already seen this. So next what I am going to do is, I don't want to create a vector with a default capacity of 10. So I want to create a vector with my own initial capacity. So what I will do is, here I am going to add a argument, that is 24. Now what is the size of this vector? The size of this vector, that is the capacity of this vector, is 24. Next, here the capacity is 24. Since I am adding only 11 elements, the capacity of the vector will be just 24. Now you can save the program. You can compile this and you can check. So what will be the output if I run the program? If I run the program, the output will be 24, 24, 24 followed by the elements of this vector. You can see 24, 24, 24 followed by the elements of this vector. So is it clear? Next, what I am going to do is, you know that here I am passing only the initial capacity. So what is the initial capacity here? 24. What is the next constructor? The next constructor is, along with the initial capacity, I will pass the incremental capacity. So this is the next constructor. So what is the meaning of this constructor? The meaning of this constructor is it is going to create a empty vector object with the size 10. Next, if the vector reaches its maximum capacity, then the size of the vector is going to be incremented in the terms of 5. So what is the initial capacity here? The initial capacity is 10. Next, here I am adding 10 elements. So now what is the capacity? The capacity is 10. Here I am adding the 11th element. So vector has already reached the maximum capacity. I am trying to add the 11th element. What happens if I try to add 11th element? A bigger vector will be created. So what will be the size of the bigger vector? The size of the bigger vector will be 15, because here I am specifying the incremental capacity. What is incremental capacity? 5. So whenever the vector reaches its maximum capacity, it increments its size by 5. So save the program, compile, yes, run the program. Now what will be the output? 10, 10, 15 followed by the elements. It is 10, 10, 15 followed by the elements of the vector. The next legacy class is stack. So what is a stack? A stack is a child class of vector. Next, why stack is required? Stack is required to access the objects in last in first out manner. So what is the first point? A stack is a child class of vector. Next, a stack is specially designed class for last in first out order. So next we have to see the constructor for stack. So what is the stack constructor? How we can create a stack? So we can create a stack using the following constructor, that is stack s is equal to new stack. So this is going to create a empty stack objects. So there is only one constructor in the case of stack. Okay. Next we have to see the methods for stack. Stack specific methods. The first method, my requirement is I want to insert an object into the stack. By using which method we can insert an object into the stack? By using push method we can insert an object into the stack. Push of object O. This object O will be inserted into the stack. So what is the description of this method? The description is to insert an object into the stack. Next, my requirement is I want to delete an element, or I want to delete an object from the stack. So what is the method to delete an object from the stack? To delete an object, the method name is pop. So which element it will delete, or which object it will delete? It will delete an object which is pointed by the top of the stack. That is to remove and return top of the stack. Whichever the element or whichever the object which is there at the top of the stack, that object will be deleted. Next my requirement is I want to see what is there in the top of the stack. I don't want to delete, just I want to see what is the object which is there in the top of the stack. The method name is peek method. So what is the description for this method? The description is to return top of the stack without removal. So what is the difference between peek and pop? Pop, it is going to remove the element which is pointed by the top of the stack. So what is peek? It is going to return the top of the stack without removal. Okay. If I want to see what is there in the top of the stack, then I can make use of peek method. Okay. Next, I want to check whether the stack is empty or not. What is the method? The method name is empty. So what it will return? It will return true if the stack is empty, and it will return false if the stack is not empty. Next, I want to search whether the given object is there in the stack or not. What is the method to search for an object? The method name is search. Search of object. So what it will return? It will return the offset if the element is available in the stack. Otherwise it will return -1. So what it will return? It will return offset. It will not return the index. It will return the offset. So what is the offset? So what is an offset of a stack? For example, consider this stack. So this is a stack. So what are the content of the stack? The content of the stacks are A, B, C. So A is the first inserted element, B is the second inserted element and C is the third inserted element. Okay, you can see the index. So what are the index? Index of A is 0, B is 1 and C is 2 and C is the top of the stack. Now I want to search whether object A is there in the stack or not. Is the object A is there in the stack? Yes, object A is there in the stack. So what happens if I call search of A? If I call search of A, it is going to return the offset of A. So what is the offset of A? Remember, offset is different and index is different. So what is the offset of A? The offset is nothing but a number which is given from top to bottom of the stack. The top of the stack is given the number 1, the next object will be given the number 2, the next object will be given the number 3 and so on. So what is the offset of A? The offset of A is 3. That is, if I call search method, that is if I call s dot search of A, what it is going to return? It is going to return offset of A. So what is the offset of A? The offset of A is 3. Next, if I call search s dot search of Z, is there any Z element or a Z object inside the stack? No. So if the element is not present inside the stack, what it is going to return? It is going to return -1. So this is about the search method. So these are the 5 methods which are specific to the stack. Now we are going to see an example for stack. So first I am going to import java.util.star. Next I am going to create a class called stack demo. Class stack demo. Next, within this class I am going to define a main method. So how to define a main method? Public static void main string array args. Next, I should create a stack. So how to create a stack? There is only one constructor, that is stack s is equal to new stack. So what this constructor is going to do? This constructor is going to create a empty stack object. Next, I want to insert an element inside this stack objects. So how to insert an object inside the stack? By calling which method I can insert an object? By calling push method I can insert an object into the stack. So that is s dot push of, I should pass the objects. I will pass A. Next, A will be inserted. I will pass one more object, s dot push of B. B will be inserted. Next, s dot push of C. C will be inserted into the stack. Now what are the content of the stack? The content of the stacks are A, B, C. Now I want to print the content of this stack. So how to print? System dot out dot println of S. So what it is going to print? It is going to print the content of a stack, which is nothing but A comma B comma C. So ABC is the insertion order. Okay, ABC is the insertion order. What is the deletion order? Deletion order is CBA. Remember this. Next, I want to search for an element. I want to search for an element in a stack. What is the method to search for an element? The method name is search. So I will take system dot out dot println s dot search of. So I will search for an element A or an object A. Is A is present inside this stack? Yes, A is present inside this stack. If A is present inside this stack, what it is going to return? It is going to return the offset of A. So what is the offset of A? The offset of A is 3. It is going to return 3. Next, I want to search for another element. So I will take system dot out dot println s dot search of. Now I am going to take Z. Is the object Z is present inside the stack? No. Z is not present inside the stack. If the object is not present inside the stack, what it is going to return? The search method is going to return -1. Okay. Next, I want to delete an element from the stack. So what is the method to delete an element from the stack? The method name is pop. So I'm going to take system dot out dot println s dot pop. So it is going to delete an element from the stack. So which element will be deleted? The element which is there in the top of the stack will be deleted. So what is there in the top of the stack? In the top of the stack, object C is present. So which element will be deleted? C will be deleted. Now what are the content of the stacks? Now the content of the stacks are A and B is there in the top of the stack. Okay. Now my requirement is I want to check what is there in the top of the stack and I don't want to delete that. So what is the method to check what is there in the top of the stack without deletion? The method name is peek. So I'm going to take system dot out dot println s dot peek. So it is going to return the top of the stack without removing the content of the stack. So what is there in the top of the stack now? There in the top of the stack we have B. So what I will do is after removing C, I am going to print the stack contents. So system dot out dot println of S. So what are the stack contents? After deleting C, the stack contents are A comma B. Okay. Now after peek also I am going to print the stack contents, that is system dot out dot println of S. So now what are the stack contents? Now the stack contents are A comma B. So save the program, compile this. So what is the file name? Java C space stack demo.java. Yes, the code compiles fine. Run the program, java space stack demo. So now what is the output? The output we are going to get is first the content of the stack, that is ABC. Next I am going to search for A. Yes, A is present. So what is the offset of A? That is 3. Next I am going to search for Z. Z is not present inside the stack. It is going to return -1. Next I am deleting the top of the stack. So C will be deleted and it is going to print C. Next I am going to print the contents. The contents will be A and B. Next I want to access the top of the stack. It is going to print B, followed by I am going to print the content of the stack. What are the contents now? The contents are A and B. So this should be the output. Yes. Initially the content was ABC. Next the offset of A is 3. Next element Z is not present in the stack. That is why it is returning -1. Next I am calling pop method. The pop method is going to delete an element from the top of the stack. So C is got deleted. Next the content of the stacks are A and B. Next I am going to access what is there in the top of the stack. So to access what is there in the top of the stack, the method name is peek, and peek method is not going to delete the objects. So it is used to just to check what is there in the top of the stack. So it is returning B without deleting B. Okay. Next I am going to print the stack elements. So what are the current stack elements now? A and B. So this is the demonstration for stack class. So if you have any doubts, please contact me.